Here's a new adventure boat.
It's alright, it's okay. Bris is traveling today.
Oh yeah, baby.
It's alright, it's okay. Across the country.
Small motor sailor. Right now, since I'm staying in the narrow part of the intercoastal waterway, I took the mast off for the time being, and I'm just motoring because I've got a 50 horsepower motor on it. This front hatch there, that sail there, keeping air blowing into the hatch. This is the Lily Bella. It's 1997 Macgregor 26X. You can see out here we've got the 50 horse two-stroke. After looking up all the numbers and everything, it turns out it's from 1997 as well. Probably the original engine. Looked at the reed valves and everything else, and it's pretty cherry. It's pretty sweet. I don't think it has that many hours. It's just been around a long time. Backup generator. I'll show you my power system inside. And we're pulling the Bris 14.1. It's kind of a mess right now, but I'll show it to you anyway. Got the bimini on it. There's dive equipment in here. We'll be doing some snorkeling. The 20 horse Tohatsu does really well. By the way, the gas plungers that are on these, I've blown up 2 sets. I just put a piece of PVC in there because that's where I need them to be to get on plane. Anyway, got extra gas as well. And I'll show you the inside of her too. The whole idea of using a Macgregor 26X as kind of a home base when going out on different camping trips, different adventures, and having a place to sleep, to eat, clean fish, and be basically off-grid, solar powered, backup gas power. You know, that's important to have. And then anchor this boat, and then use the inflatable to cruise around to different locations. Like here in Destin, over under the bridge and on the other side, there's a bunch of jetties over there that are really great for snorkeling and such. And sometime I'd like to get to the jetty that's on the west side of the harbor. Not many people go over there. The other one, all of the little dive boats that take people out snorkeling and stuff, they'll bring over groups of 20, 30, 40 people, and they kind of they overtake that area. So you got to get there early or be willing to stay late. But getting the conditions just right is a trick. So by leaving this anchored, I can take that and do whatever I want to. I can also get gas with the gas cans. I can also go out to eat, leave this boat out in the water, take the small boat over to Destin Harbor, and there's restaurants and bars or whatever you want. And if you don't want to do that, you know, you're basically out on the water. Right. There's definitely going to be some sailing purists that don't like the idea of me taking the mast off the boat. you know. But you know, at some point there'll be trips with the mat, with the sails, and with everything else. Anyway, right here in this general area, you can't. It's way too shallow for the keel and everything else. You'd be in trouble. But you can way out in the Choctawahatchee. If you go way out in that direction, it gets deep, and it's actually probably great sailing. The beauty of a motor sailor, you can get your choice, and it's your boat. Do what you want. Have fun. Life's short. All right, here's the cockpit. The back, we can see a couple of rod holders. There's one on each side. I keep the stern anchor in a 5-gallon bucket up on the rail. Just keep it out of the way. It actually fits really nicely there. These cushions that the previous owner had made are probably the nicest I've ever seen for a 26X. I mean, the fit is like perfect. They really did a class act. I think it was done in Canada. Here we've got table. I'll show you. It's got a stainless steel hinge underneath. Sit out here and have dinner, drinks, whatever. Over here, let's see, you got the Hummingbird Helix 7. Has some different screens that can be kind of useful. I don't have it all set up for everything, but it's got side sonar and the positioning and all that stuff. See the track I took to come in. Do have a problem with the depth part of this thing. It says it's 25 feet. Well, it's more like 5 feet. There you go, the magnet table. Fits on there really nicely. It's actually designed to go into a rod holder, this piece. But I just made it go over. You take that 1 inch and then add a piece of PVC. It's almost the same size ID. So we got that. Now in the interior, this is the bow berth, and it actually is over 7 feet to the end. You can sleep either direction. You can see here that the previous owner had these custom cushions made. On this side there used to be a seat back and a seat cushion, and then you could take the seat back out and extend this length. This side was short, so what they did was they shortened the seat on this side, put in some storage and a little support, and then you've got cushions that fit the full length. But we're talking 7 feet plus, which is pretty cool. And width-wise, about 70 inches wide. So there's plenty of room up here, and having the solid cushions without having a break in them makes it really nice for sleeping. You're not pushing through cushions, and that's just no fun. Anyway, this is a permanent sleeping berth. You can still use the table, you just don't have the seat back. For me, I like to keep my head up at that end just because it's so much easier to get in and out. But you could turn around if you wanted to and actually have more room. If there were 2 people, probably sleeping the other way would work. That's actually wider and longer than a king-size bed. Made this seat a little shorter, but the storage compartments wasn't affected. I have power is a Blue Eddy AC 200 Max. If I need to, I've got the chargers in there, and I'll run the generator and charge it up if I have to. I actually have 2 chargers because you can hook up 2 at the same time on the AC 200 Max and charge it up really fast. But so far in this trip, we're at 70%. We were down to about 60%. But since I've been just sitting here, that 200 watts of solar panel has been charging it up. Here's where I do some of my planning, and I also eat here, whatever. Just a table, watch TV, got a little antenna and of course 110 volts. So over here, my cooktop. There's underneath. There's a alcohol stove, but I just set the induction on top of it because I've got the AC 200 Max. I can run an induction burner, which pulls about 800 watts at the way I like to cook it. 3-egg omelet, 2-egg or 3-egg omelet takes about 3% of the power off the Blue Eddy, which you can get back from the sun. So it's really pretty efficient. Also, I've got a little mini Keurig because I just want my coffee as simple as possible. And if I can plug it in because I got 110 volts, then I'm doing it, and I'm gonna have a Keurig, and it works fantastic. Oh, another thing I should point out, got this single slice electric toaster, which I'll show you in other videos, but uses half the power, so it works great with the Blue Eddy system. Now, of course, if I'm going to cook something that's going to take some time, I've got a butane stove down here that I can fire up, and that will work just fine. Okay, one of the other things I've got that I really love is this Alpicool. It's a refrigerator. I've got, you can see some of the stuff I've got in there. Eggs, stuff that I have to refrigerate. Some mayonnaise. I've got stuff to make subs. So I've got tomatoes, some avocados, onions. So I can make some good sandwiches too, but you got to have a cooler of some kind. The beauty of this thing is that it uses 50 watts, and that's it, which is really low power consumption. And that's only when the compressor's running. Right now it's at 34 degrees in there, and it's probably low 80s outside today. And it just works so good. I just think they're awesome. All right, over here, it's a bathroom. And I have a dry system. I don't know if you've ever dumped one of those little Campco toilets. The most horrible experience in the world. It's just horrible. I won't do it. These are, this is a dry system. Uses bags very similar to what truck drivers have done for years. And it's got a regular sized toilet seat, because those camp size ones and the boat ones, I mean, they're not made for men. They're made for women and little kids. So got to have a regular sized toilet seat. The nice thing about that kind of toilet, you can put paper towels in there. You can throw anything away. It's not going to cause any issues, because it's just going to get bagged and then double bagged, and actually it's triple bagged by the time it gets into a dumpster. Makes things so much easier. So the previous owner gave me these cushion covers. They're brand new. I believe came with the boat, but never been used. And I bought a king size foam mattress, a couple inches, 3 inches thick. And all I had to do to that king size mattress was trim a little bit for the taper down the sides and cut it in half to fit these two cushions. And that is essentially a king size bed with actually extra room at the end. So if you wanted to store some stuff down there, you could. I want to have this area available, friends and family. Anyway, you get the idea. It's pretty cool. Alright, I went ahead and threw in a couple of pillows and a comforter. And the distance across here is 6'6", about 78 inches. So you can sleep this direction, just about anybody. Alright, it's about time to make something for dinner. I got an onion, tomato. Avocado feels like it's good to go. I think we're gonna make a sub sandwich. Let's make a sub sandwich. I don't eat like Trip does out of cans, some weird stuff. I leave that to him. I'm more into just turkey, ham, cheese. I wish I had some lettuce, but I really don't have much room in here for that kind of thing. I want that. Oops. Turkey. We're gonna go with this one right here and some cheese. Mayo. Jeez. Okay. Cool, let's do this. Right there. Here's a little trick to keep in mind. These cheapo gallon Ziploc bags or great value bags, whatever, they fit an 8.5-inch plate perfectly inside, and that fits right on top of everything in my cooler that we have dinner. Incredible. Put the underwater light in just to see if anything would come swimming out.